Hello and welcome to Bloke on the Range, and I'm here on an indoor range in Finland with Jari of Varusteleka, and we are Sarma shirt twins for once, which is kind of cool. So what are we doing today?
We're doing some small pistol training for Finnish Brutality, which is on a coming weekend.
Yeah, so I shot an SRA match last weekend and it's Finnish Brutality next weekend, and Jari invited me here, so we're going to try and suck less.
Okay, so let's start from 25 meters, and because we're shooting in a brutality match in really harsh conditions, we're gonna put our palm protection on. Many of the shooters are like fighting through the cold and shooting bare hand because it's usually better. But if you are like in really cold environment or kind of extended periods of time in operations or wherever you are, kind of covering your hands are really essential. So we are doing all the drills with the gloved hands. And the first one is like just slow fire, 5 rounds on a center target, no time pressure.
And you're shooting your usual Glock Gen 4 with
I'm using my Glock 45 like kind of Roland special thingy with the Aimpoint ACRO SEV compensator light tuned out trigger. It's my kind of fun gun.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely the gloves had an impact. Kind of didn't have the grip right. Few went up, but that's life. That's why we train.
High right.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, my tendency is to lose things low because I mash the trigger.
Yeah.
Okay, so I used to have a huge complex about shooting in gloves because I thought it was going to wreck my trigger feel, and I sort of resisted it a long time until Brutality was announced for this time of year, and it's mid-October. So I started shooting in these mechanics gloves available from some shop in Helsinki. You never guess which. And actually, I really quite like it, and they don't actually affect my trigger control like I thought. I was worried I would start risking NDs and things from trigger feel, but they're fine. Suede palm, they're quite comfortable. So let's see if I can not suck too much here.
That went on.
One out of the circle. Unlike last time we were here in July, I've done better on the 25 than Jari.
Okay, so that was the warm up. Next we do the 5 rounds and start from a holster, one shot 5 times to get the kind of feel that how the holster is working with the gloves. No time pressure either. that went
feel.
better.
Oh yeah.
2 out, but yeah.
Okay. That's only just out. It didn't. That felt worse than it was on target. Just trying to speed up because I was hanging on aim there. Whoa, that. So that was 3 out. What I was happy there with though is my dot was coming up as it should have done, even when I got my cuff caught between my hand and the grip. So that wasn't too bad. Jari beat me on that one.
Next, let's start from a holster and draw and 1 shot in each of the targets, and it's like 25 meter distance, and that might be a feasible shot in brutality matches because the pistol targets tend to be quite far away at some stages. So getting the confidence to shoot 25 meters, changing targets, it's feasible skills for the brutality matches.
And normally would that be a full size or a half size or a popper or?
Usually poppers, but also the reduced size SRA steel target. So the targets are quite small after all. So draw 1 shot, changing targets 1 shot, and now we start taking time. That's 330.
Consistent.
.328. .317. The hits weren't that good, but still made decent shots.
They'd have been okay on the reduced SLR target.
Yeah.
But a popper, I think you'd have been doing makeup shots on a popper.
Yeah.
First one was in, second one miles out, but on the paper.
280.
That was better.
No, same. 279.
Well, in terms of hits,
Oh.
in on the second, and about that much out on the first.
Yeah. Stand by. .267. One more?
Yeah.
Stand by.
Two 238.
Yeah. That's good.
I think they were good hits. Either they were good hits or they're right off, but it didn't look bad enough to be right off. One thing I think is important on these is to make sure that you've got your natural alignment on the first target, so that when you come up, your dot or your sights are right there, because the first target is the hard one, and then transition from your from your knees and your hips, not by muscling your arms across. There are better shooters than me that can tell you the same thing, or more or less.
Okay, now we move closer to 10 meters, which is probably the average distance what we're gonna shoot. And actually, in the targets we have those kind of the marked areas, round ones. They are simulating the poppers because quite often we shoot the poppers in the pistol courses. So what we're gonna do next is 10 push-ups, then kind of shoot the strong hand 5 shots.
Oh, it's going to be fun with my shoulders.
Yeah,
I'll survive though.
It is what it is. $21.91.
That's all right.
Yeah, that was good.
Feel the blood flowing early in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good warm up.
It's going to warm up my injured shoulders. Should be able to do 10 without a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Stand by. $19.58. The shooting was fast.
Yeah, but less accurate. I lost 2 out to your 1.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the same thing, like 10 push-ups and then the other strong hand. And kind of, I usually try to separate that when you do physical training and when you are shooting, because range time is so valuable that it doesn't make sense to do gymnastics at the range. But it's good to test that how you react on even the small fatigue or discomfort, and it kind of tests where your comfort level is. So 10 push-ups and then another strong hand 5 shots. $22.88. Yeah, the 2 went sideways. I didn't have a proper grip.
I find the same thing when I'm shooting other strong hand, but I tend to drop them low right.
Yeah, but if kind of taking it slower and really focusing on the grip, I think I could avoid those, but I was too hasty. $18.88. You are really crushing it.
Yeah, but my hits are sucking. Your hits are far better. But it's something I need to practice more, is shooting with my left hand, because it's it's an entirely different feel, and when you start doing it, you feel like a novice all over again.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got the muscle memory.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's continue with the same stuff. That 10 push-ups coming up, and then shooting first target, one shot, second target, one shot. Again, the first target, one shot, second target, one shot. So you need to transition between the targets, because usually in brutality matches, especially if you have a static steel target, you can't do the double taps. So it's like you need to go back and forth. So target transition is a vital skill, even though you could shoot it faster with the double taps, but it's not an option. So 10 push-ups and then going back and forth.
That looked pretty good.
16:43, 2 out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good.
$16.92.
Starting to pull. One off, I think.
Okay, that's good.
That was all right. Pleased with that. Dot came up and it didn't mash the trigger.
Okay, let's run a bit. Of course, it's a small range. We can't do anything crazy, but we have the targets on both extremes of the range. So let's start like from the left side, one shot running to the another end, one shot running back, one shot, and then once more. So we go, or 2 times back and forth, so you should end up here.
Okay. All in. Nicely done.
Yeah, it breaks the line.
Just, yeah.
1791. The floor is like ridiculously slippery, so I took it cautiously, because I have fallen down several times here, going too fast or running into the wall. But it's also like good training for our Finnish environment, because the ranges might be really slippery. So you don't have to, you don't want to go too fast that you fall over, or you cannot stop when you are coming to the shooting position. That has happened to me several times during the winter matches, that you are running to the position and you try to brake, but it's snow and ice and you're just going way over, and it's good practice for that.
Sliding into a position with style.
Yeah.
Two out. I'm not used to this slippery floor.
But the time was good, 16:38.
It's funny. It's more slippery in the middle. I was trying to do a slight, graceful slide in, but there's more texture on the edges, and it didn't quite work. It was like,
Yeah.
it's fun though.
Okay, let's do the same thing, but now let's aim for the kind of the lower part, the pelvis part of the target, and then for the head. So on both stations there are 2 shots and different shot placements, so the pelvis and the head. Another means it's the same stuff. This kind of stuff. .21-32.
That looked pretty good.
Out.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that even though the target transition is so small, but when you have to do it, it's actually feels like a bigger task getting that dot, especially on the head box.
Two out, I think.
1997. Pretty fast.
It's yeah. I mean, shoot the bottom one first so that you're going with the recoil. And the number of people I see do it the other way around amazes me. But yeah, a bit of trigger mashing on that second shot. All in on the bottom, and then yeah, 2 off on the top on the first one actually, not the second one, strangely.
Let's do the same, but start from a head box, because then we eliminate the kind of the help over the recoil to get the dot up. So we go the head, pelvis, and another means the course of fire is same. 22.51, and I made that one correction there. I think it broke the line.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. It's harder that way.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah. Stand by. .20.03.
Couple of 1, 2, 3, 3 out, because that 1 out was yours that you corrected. Yeah. That's not too bad, but you know, on the one hand it focuses the mind because you're doing something you're not used to doing, but it's definitely harder because the gun jumps and then you've got to pull it, force it down. It's not going to come down on its own, because naturally the gun will come back to where it was, but then you've got to muscle it down. Yeah, surprisingly interesting variation.
So let's continue with the same setup, and in our targets we have those 3 spots there. So now we kind of add element that you need to remember what sequence you shoot. It's like that simple, but on the left side we go from bottom to top and right on top to bottom, and you need to score the one hit on each of the circles. Another means the course of fire is similar, and if you run out of ammo you do the mag change and continue the work.
So we're not going to top off first. So if you get a slide lock, you've got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
.2586.
Nice.
Yeah. There's one out.
Very nice.
I was thinking to correct that, but
Yeah. Just treat it as Virginia count.
yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
$28. Slide releases, automatic hold opens aren't always reliable. That's an absolutely stock Glock 17 Gen 5, and the slide release did not actuate. And click. Okay, I knew that was what had happened and it wasn't a misfire. So I just drop the mag, tap, rack, bang. So sorry, what was the time?
28.
28. So yeah, that cost me some seconds because it didn't lock back, but that wasn't too bad. 1, 2 or 3 off.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so
That's mine.
that's mine.
That one. Well, they break the break the line.
2 off for me, 1 for Jari. So, thanks very much for that. That was an awful lot of fun.
Yeah.
You shot really well.
I don't know. I'm slow as hell, and I would need to speed up considerably. It was a typical morning. My head wasn't there where
Yeah.
it should be, but for me, with the accuracy part, I was fairly happy
Yeah.
because I prefer that I call the shots properly and try to hit them, not to go for the speed.
Yeah.
If I'm not up to.
Yeah. Okay. In my case, I was finding my dot, which was good. On Sunday, last stage of the day, I was having a vertical find the dot issue. That's the big thing, and neither of us have extended suppressor sights as a crutch to find the dot.
No.
We both rely on the principle that you should learn it on muscle memory.
Yeah.
And it was working for both of us today. But sometimes it can surprise you. It can be going fine for ages, and then suddenly you draw, and the dot's just not there.
Yeah, I think it comes back to the creep that if you don't have a consistent creep, then it changes. And it happened to me today a few times that when I had the gloves and the creep wasn't there, I needed to adjust. So a bit of the wiggling, but that's why we train.
Yeah. So anyway, if you watched this far, well done. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks very much to patrons whose support of the channel enables me to be here in Switzerland doing cool things with cool people like Jari. And yeah, lots more content coming out of this trip on the channel, so see you there.